The Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 Evolution 2, or more commonly referred to as the 205 T16 Evo 2, is one of the most iconic rally cars from the golden era of Group B rally racing. Introduced in 1986, this car was the final iteration of Peugeot's 205 T16, a machine that cemented Peugeot's legacy in the world of motorsports. Built to compete in the World Rally Championship, the Evo 2 represented the pinnacle of Peugeot's rally technology and innovation, taking full advantage of the lax rules that defined the wild and dangerous Group B era. We're going to take a moment to look at the history of this car and then take it over to our test track to see how it handles against other cars we've already tested in Gran Turismo. Group B was introduced by the FIA in 1982, creating a set of rules that allowed manufacturers to push the limits of automotive engineering without many of the usual constraints. Group B regulations allowed for high-powered, lightweight cars with few regulations on technology and design, provided that the manufacturers built a minimum of 200 road-going versions, or homologation specials, to qualify for the competition. This freedom led to some of the most powerful and innovative rally cars ever built, and it attracted manufacturers like Audi, Ford, Lancia, and Peugeot. However, Group B's lack of regulations also made it one of the most dangerous eras in motorsports. Cars with over 500 horsepower on tight twisting rally stages created a lethal mix of speed and unpredictability, leading to numerous accidents and ultimately the cancellation of Group B in 1986. Peugeot's entry into Group B came in the form of the 205 Turbo 16, which debuted in 1984. Based on the company's popular 205 road car, the T16 was radically different. While the exterior bore some resemblance to the production 205, the similarities ended there. The T16 was a purpose-built, mid-engine, all-wheel drive rally monster designed to compete at the highest levels of rally racing. At the heart of the 205 T16 was a turbocharged 1.8-liter inline four-cylinder engine that produced around 350 horsepower in its initial form. The car's lightweight space frame chassis and advanced four-wheel driving system made it incredibly agile, allowing it to handle the rough, unpredictable terrain of rally stages with ease. Peugeot's T16 was an immediate success, winning its debut rally at the 1984 1000 Lakes Rally in Finland, and going on to dominate the 1985 season, where it won both the drivers' and manufacturers' title in the WRC. While the 205 T16 was already a dominant force in rallying, the competition in Group B was fierce, with cars like the Audi Quattro S1, Lancia Delta S4, and the Ford RS200 constantly pushing the boundaries of performance. To stay ahead, Peugeot developed the Evolution 2 version of the 205 T16, which debuted in 1986. The 205 Evo 2 was a significant upgrade over its predecessor, with numerous design changes aimed at increasing power, reducing weight, and improving handling. The turbocharged engine was reworked to produce around 450 horsepower, an enormous figure for a car weighing less than 1,000 kilograms, or 2,200 pounds. The increased power gave the Evo 2 even more acceleration and top-end speed, making it one of the fastest cars in Group B. In addition to the more powerful engine, the Evo 2 featured a revised aerodynamic package with larger wings, more aggressive air intakes, and a redesigned rear spoiler to improve downforce and cooling. The car's suspension and chassis were also refined to handle the increased power and speed, giving the Evo 2 even sharper handling and more stability on rough rally stages. However, the '86 season was marred by tragedy. Group B's unregulated power and growing crowds of spectators who were dangerously close to the cars created a perfect storm of accidents. After many fatal incidents, the FIA was left with no choice but to ban Group B at the end of the '86 season. With the cancellation of Group B, the 205 Turbo 16 Evolution 2's career was cut short, but its impact on rallying and motorsports is undeniable. The Evo 2's combination of power, agility, and innovation made it one of the most successful rally cars of its era. Peugeot's dominance in Group B not only solidified the 205 as a legend, but also helped establish Peugeot as a major player in motorsports for years to come. Despite the dangers of Group B, the 205 T16 Evo 2 remains a beloved car among enthusiasts and collectors. Its outrageous design and advanced technology and racing pedigree make it one of the most iconic rally cars ever built. Today, surviving examples of the Evo 2 are prized possessions, fetching high prices at auctions and serving as reminders of one of the most exhilarating and dangerous periods in motorsport history. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you being here, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. But let's go ahead and take this car over to Tokyo and see how it handles against the prior tested cars. The 205 T16 Evo 2 is a Group B rally car at its core. So before modifying its suspension for road use, you'll want to make a second setup in the menus. You can even create a copy, but that way you don't lose the off-road capabilities of the car while you're setting it up for the road. The Evo 2 is fast and light, and it has an extremely short wheelbase with an all-wheel drive system and a mid-engine layout. This makes for an incredibly agile car, but it can also be very twitchy, so it's something to keep in mind. It's a car that you can flick into the tight corners and then straighten out the wheel and just hold on while you wait for the drivetrain to pull you out of the slide. Fully built, it ends up with 721 horsepower and 653 foot-pounds of torque. With the car hitting the scales at 2,006 pounds, it can easily hold its own in most races despite its humble appearance. The 205 ends up with 752 performance points, which with certain tire setups can make it fit into the 700 series races pretty well, but it's best suited for tight and twisty rally stages. Even though the 1.5 update has gotten a lot of flack, it has been really successful in making rally races a lot more fun, so they are definitely worth checking out if you haven't done so far. The fuel usage on this car was pretty average, with it making about 5 laps on this test, and while the front tires took about 20% of wear, the rears took 25%, and that's pretty decent for a car that spent so much time sideways through the bends. We ended up crossing the line at 1 minute 55 seconds, .418, which put it right behind the engine-swapped RX-7 from the 90s, the FC version, and just in front of the engine-swapped M3 from 1989. So it's in pretty good company. And if you don't mind the twitchiness, it's a lot of fun to drive, and it's a lot of fun to kind of figure out. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will catch you on the next one.